Clowns. You either love them or you hate them. But how did clowns become so popular, not only with Spirit Halloween, but other companies like Morse Costumes? Today, I'm going to make a deep dive into clowns, mostly from Spirit Halloween, and how exactly they came to be, and possibly the future of clowns. So sit back, relax, as we dive into the whole history of Spirit Halloween and clowns. The first main clown animatronics in Spirit Halloween made their debut in around 2007 in the castle theme. There are actually a couple, dancing clown, hanging clowns, and some others, but none of these really sold like crazy. In general, really any clown props until 2007 didn't sell really well or weren't well liked until something happened in 2010. Uncle Charlie, a fan favorite and arguably one of the most recognizable Spirit Halloween props of all time. There are some other clowns in the same, for example, Darkside Jester, but Charlie was the biggest one by far. Why, you may ask? Still to this day, I can't figure out why. Even doing countless hours of research, still no clue. In my opinion, the reason he may have become so popular is his iconic outfit. His candy bucket all the way down to his suit and lollipop. This was the first iconic Spirit Halloween animatronic, literally selling 4 years. He was an absolute fan favorite. Another fan favorite clown for this theme would definitely be Bite Size, though not as iconic, definitely still equally loved by the fan base. Surprisingly, clown demand lowered for 2011 and 2012. The only clowns that sold that year were probably leftover hanging decor or other cheap tabletops, but no, major life sizes or major sellers, until something amazing happened. Spirit in the past had themes dedicated to zombies or cemeteries with vampires in them, but never clowns. Charlie definitely started the hype for clowns, but the clown train would definitely boost it. In 2013, Spirit Halloween released the first, and surprisingly only theme solely dedicated to clowns, the Clown Train. With Circuit du Spirit, it had some clowns in it, but really the only recognizable ones there were Charlie and maybe Bite Size. However, 2013 changed the game. To Blade Bag of Jokes, to Wackymole, to Silent and Deadly, to TNT Clown, every clown released in the scene was praised heavily. They were fan favorites and most sold like wildfire. Many haunters even consider us their first main year as Spirit, as many clown props and other recognizable props released like Pumpkin Nester. Then 2014 hit. You'd expect clown galore with how popular they were last year, right? Nothing. The only major clowns released that year were online, really. 2014 was one of the only years with 0 clowns on display and themes. Chester the Jester was even made to be put in the attic theme, but for some reason delayed to 2015 online. After the pause with no clowns, 2015 hit with finally new clowns, except it didn't. Once again, the only clowns were online, for example, Chester the Jester. For some people who hate clowns, this was probably their favorite period in Spirit, as there were literally 0 clowns in sight. Maybe the only ones you would see would be cheap Sunstar tablecloths. Clown enthusiasts wait patiently for the 2016 season, getting ready to get the first clown they see, until their surprise, one did actually released. However, it was the cheapest Pan-Asian clown possible. Instead of getting a high-quality clown like Blade Bag Jokes or even wackymole, they got this. Now, in my opinion, this prop honestly isn't that bad, but it was disappointing to say the least. However, little did anyone know, next year would change clowns forever.
Clown sightings are happening across the country, and it's no laughing matter. There are concerns that the trend will grow as Halloween approaches. Here's Jamie.
Clowns were everywhere. For some reason, to 2016 to 2017, a massive killer clown craze happened. Clowns were appearing on sides of roads, ringing doorbells. There were protests. It was absolutely insane. Not only that, but the It 2017 movie was coming out now, so now clowns were more popular than ever. Clickbait YouTubers took advantage of it, and so did Spirit. You see, in 2017, Spirit Halloween released a prop that would change clowns forever.
I'm starting a new juggling act. I'll need a hand from one of you. And a head. And a foot. Oh, any part will do.
Spirit Halloween released Creepy Towering Clown, an instant fan favorite, and arguably one of the best-selling Spirit props. This didn't just change Spirit forever. It changed Halloween companies forever. Companies like Morris and other retailers like Party City instantly catching on to the clown craze. Clown after clown being mass-produced and each selling instantly. It was nothing like before. 2018 rolled around, and this was, in my opinion, the peak of clowns being sold. Spirit Halloween released Hugs a Clown, another instant fan favorite. The movie It was also at its peak, making clowns even more popular. One particular company that was basically credited for making all the clowns was SVI. SVI literally made early popular clowns like Charlie and Wacky. SVI then made Hugs and Towering Clown, and basically every other latex clown at a Halloween company. SVI was at the top of marketing, pumping out countless clown galore. Eventually, 2019 rolled around, and at this point, haunters either loved or hated clowns. The sneak peek season rolled by usually, a generic SVI clown as the first sneak peek. Later, Pennywise debuted, and clowns were still at their peak, as it too just released, and Pennywise was an instant fan favorite, to say the least, and praised for its mech and recreating Forest Demon in its detail. And speaking of Forest Demon, a new company arose to rival SVI clowns, Crazy Create. They made iconic clowns like Henry Hustle later, but I'll get into that later. SVI had competition, and it was with Crazy Create. SVI usually at this point released a major clown every year, but this year's was different. Clowns at this point had been criticized as being so commercial and not even being scary clowns, just monster clowns, as clowns were scary for their uncanny purpose. The other half of the horror community disagreed, liking the monster clowns. SVI released one clown that divided the whole fan base, Waving Wally.
Everybody has good childhood memories of the carnival. Follow me. I promise we will give you some new memories you will never forget.
Wally was like no other clown SVI had released. SVI usually released normal monster clowns, as that was what they were used to, but they took a turn in another direction, literally dividing the whole fan base. The people that usually despised clowns loved Wally, and the people who loved clowns usually did not like him. However, the public certainly did not like Wally as much, as he is infamous for having so much leftover boxes. Still to this day, Waving Wally is one of the most divided props among the Spirit Halloween fanbase. Other companies want to join Crazy Create and SVI with clowns, so more companies like Party Time released Crouchy, another instant fan favorite. The clown craze seemed to never end. Then 2020 happened. In 2016 to 2017, new haunters were joining, and Maine discovered Uncle Charlie and instantly fell in love with him. They saw that with enough popular demand, Spirit would bring a prop from the olden days back. For example, Limb Ripper was a favorite prop around 2017, so due to demand, Spirit brought Limb Ripper back. For some reason, a whole movement started to bring Uncle Charlie back because of the mysterious love for the prop. It was a move like no other. Every year during sneak peek season, fans begged, spammed, protested Spirit to bring back the clown with the candy bucket back. It was absolutely insane. And due to popular demand, Spirit really did it. They brought the most infamous clown back, Uncle Charlie. However, it was with a twist. You see, the old Charlie had a detailed plastic head with a god-awful mech. SVI came back to make Charlie, thankfully fixed his low-quality mech to high-quality one. However, some of the demand wanted mouth movement on Charlie, so SVI delivered. SVI added mouth movement, latex face, and a brand new voice line to Charlie. Like Wally, this was heavily split among the fan base. Some were happy, Charlie even came back, while others complained that SVI made him even worse. Once again, a war among hunters because of a clown. Clowns were still being pumped out in 2020, Fry in the Box release, which was also fairly divided among the fan base, and then Peekaboo Clown released, and everyone thought Peekaboo was a wackymole clown from the 2013 clown train from the trailer for Peekaboo Clown. Once again, Peekaboo Clown was heavily divided. And it was at this point, it was a full-on battle between hunters. Half of hunters loved clowns and the other half absolutely despised them. It was nothing like before, and this all changed when 2021 hit. As I said earlier, if the mob is large, the mob basically forced Spirit to pump out a Flashback Friday, which the fan base did to Uncle Charlie last year. In case you didn't know, Spirit tried to start a trend called Flashback Fridays, but that's a topic for another video. Anyways, the next most popular prop was a clown, and was also produced by SVI, Wackymole. The community knew they could get a prop back if it was loved by the community, so they patiently waited for Wackymole to come out, and he did. Though this time it was different. Wackymole was the exact same from 2013, except basically from an improved mech and other slight changes. SVI learned from Uncle Charlie that they probably shouldn't change returning props that much, so they changed basically nothing about him. Though somehow the community was still split on this. Some people wishing Wacky had mouth movement, while others really not caring. However, the fan base was much more accepting this time, so they let slide. Other clowns released this year too by Crazy Create, SVI's clown competitor. Henry Hustle and Harry Hustle. Crazy Create literally somehow made Spirit Halloween lore, which is still in my opinion one of the coolest things ever. Surprisingly, the community wasn't split on this prop. Even later in the year, YJ re-released Blade Bag of Jokes, another fan favorite from the 2013 clown train like Wacky. And like Wacky, barely anything was changed about Blade Bag, and it was met with pretty wild positivity. That hunters could grab their hands on a fan favorite barely altered for much cheaper than overpriced eBay prices. Obviously, not everyone loved clowns, but they still accepted clowns. Henry and Harry, and even Blade Bag of Jokes and Wacky, actually blended uncanny clowns into monster clowns, literally uniting the fan base. It was nothing like before, and all is good. Now, onto the future of clowns. In my opinion, the major craze of clowns happened from the Killer Clown event in 2016 to 2017, Creepy Towering Clown, and the It series. However, all three of these are over. Towering Clown became discontinued in 2019. The It series finished its second chapter, though a third one could come out. The hype for it is basically dead though, and obviously the Killer Clown event from 2016 is also over. However, clowns are still selling as well as ever. At this point, they basically become recognized as a Halloween monster, along with skeletons, zombies, ghosts, and all that stuff. In my opinion, it all mostly started from Uncle Charlie and the Towering Clown. I think clowns will probably go strong. Morris just released their 2022 lineup, and there was a facted clown there, but also more diverse characters. I think clowns will still be released and be popular, but also along other popular diverse characters like zombies and stuff. There were other clowns released I missed, such as Shorty, but I think these were the main ones that made an impact. It's crazy how much clowns have changed Halloween, in my opinion, even made Spirit Halloween more popular and bring more hunters to it. And that was the story of Spirit Halloween and clowns. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to like, subscribe, share, and of course, goodbye everyone.